What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. This is for entertainment purposes only. So I took a loss this week, 700 bucks, roughly speaking. But I actually lost way more than that because I made a stupid mistake. But I had a major comeback at the tail end of the week, which still left me 700 under from the previous week. So, but it looks like some major stuff is setting up, like big time, long term and short term here. So, the thing I noticed the most is the Fed and red flag news is what moves the market. Otherwise, we're correcting, and it's up and down. It's all over the place. Sometimes I'll see a pattern and I'll try to trade within that correction because you can make pretty decent money just trading within corrections. But I would like to get some nice long-term holds going. But it's very difficult to do that. It's hard mentally to do that. It's just hold. And I'm working on it. But so if we look at the dollar, a big picture, it's getting weaker and weaker and weaker. Dollar's going down. 6-month chart right here. We've got a major, that might even be a 236. Yeah, that's a 236 pin bar reversal candle. That's a major reversal candle. So I think it's a matter of time, and dollar's going down. But short term, I think we're going to get more dollar strength because there's 2 more rate hikes in the foreseeable future, which needs to be kind of priced into the market. And I think what we're going to get here, and this is what I'm going to be looking for, is we had this move down here, and now I don't think there's going to be huge moves to the upside for dollar, but I think we're going to get like a weekly correction, I guess. So every time on the weekly chart, like right here. So when we come up and take this high out, I'm going to be looking to get in short on the dollar. And if this happens, and then we push down, I'm going to see what happens when we hit this line. If we hold this line, I'm going to take profit. If it starts coming back up, I'm going to get out. And if it makes another high in this correction, then I'm going to get back in short again on the dollar, looking for this to just go to the downside, because it's definitely coming. So for this week, and I'm starting to notice for me personally, so here's EuroCAD. I was trading under a high. So we had this drop, and it looked like a corrective structure coming back up into this little zone of resistance. And yeah, we were going short here, but we were under a high. And obviously this didn't work out. I had a stop loss above this guy, and it took me out. A couple $100 loss there. But I noticed for me personally, whenever I trade at highs or just above highs, that's when I do the best. That's when trades usually go my way. But when I'm trading under highs, I think context matters though. Yeah, I definitely think context matters 100% when you're doing that. And yeah, I kind of was going against the trend here. You know, 6-month trend is up. You know, weekly chart, monthly chart, we're up. Weekly chart, we're up. Like everything was pointing up, big picture, but I was going for short here. So yeah, that was my mistake. And then Euro USD, I thought I saw something at work. You know, I was on my phone. I saw this little expansion here, and price was right here. It was right before red flag news, and I thought this was going to push down. Didn't happen. I didn't have a stop loss on this because I didn't have time to put it. I just kind of placed a trade, and I was like at work. My boss was calling me, and like minutes later, minutes, this thing launches up, and I took a gnarly loss on this. But you'll notice, for the coming weeks anyway, where Euro is at. You see, this is a monthly monster trend line here. Monthly monster. We broke through, and we're coming up for the retest of this monthly monster. So if we zoom in on the 4-hour chart, you can see here's the break. We came up, we retested it once, we pushed off, and now we're coming back up for a second test of that level, which usually happens. You usually get 2 tests of an area. But on top of that, we have this short-term support trend line, now resistance, and it was like the intersecting point between the short-term trend line and the monthly monster trend line, and boom, we got a huge sell-off on Friday. A nice little sell-off. But again, the only red flag news that I see the earliest for USD and Aussie USD is Tuesday. Those are the first 2 major red flag news this week. So I don't think that Aussie's going to just continue to fall here, because we're at a support area right now. So I'm looking for price to come up correctively on Euro. That's what I want to see. I want to see a corrective small move back up. And if we get that, we're going for Euro short. But maybe not through the Euro. I'm going for Aussie USD. So this was my saving grace this week. I'm up over $1,000 on this trade so far, which I'm going to take profit on. I moved my order to above this wick because the more I thought about it, this was the weekly swing high in question, not the bottom one. So I moved my position to just over this wick, figuring if they're going to take out something, it'll probably be that. And I put my stop loss above here. And during that same volatility spike, I got filled on this perfectly. And price pushed down. And price came back up the next day and retested my order again. And then we got a nice push off. So, yeah. Red flag news is Tuesday afternoon. So I can't imagine, even though it looks like we've broken through this area, and it looks like it's trying to retest, I'm going to have to say that more than likely we're going to get a correction back up into this zone right here, into Tuesday, and then the sell-off. So in this case, I'm going to go and trade under a high because I have other confluences. Right? The weekly trend is down. The monthly trend is down. The 6-month trend is down. And we are still technically in a downtrend. Even on the monthly chart, we have this downtrend. You know, we hit this, that's the thing. We have this support trend line, which I kind of just threw in here. As many touches as possible. You'll notice touch, 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 touch. False break here. Pushed up, failed to make a new monthly swing high. And technically speaking, we're still in a downtrend. We actually came down and touched this same trend line, had another false break, and a push higher. But that push higher failed. You see this? It failed to take out a monthly swing high. I mean, it did by a tiny, tiny, tiny bit, but that does not count to me. It needs to be a clear, you know, break to the upside. So this to me is a double top, and now we're moving down. So we're sticking with the trend on all the time frames, and that is pretty much my plan here. Is I may actually even jump in long. I'm going to take profit when the market opens. I might throw in a small position long and just kind of see if we get the corrective move back up. I want to see a corrective move back up. That's if it comes flying up, that's a different story, but I want to see a corrective move back up into this zone right here. And that would actually give us a shoulder, head, swing break to the downside, shoulder, and then down. So that's my plan. I'm going to put a sell order probably somewhere right here. Probably at this 0.67200 level. That'll probably be where I get in. But again, I want to see how price moves, and regardless, right before red flag news, I'm going to see where is Aussie USD on the chart and what makes sense at that very time, right? Because if let's say we're like right here somewhere when red flag news is about to come out, they might spike the market up and just take this high out. Or maybe just touches this zone and goes. Or maybe it does make it all the way. I don't know. I need to see where price is before the red flag news. So definitely Aussie is going to be a few trades this week. Take profit, potentially get in long, but I'm definitely looking to go in big, short, from this zone to the downside, because I think minimum we're going to come down to, yeah, right about here, which is the 0.64054 level. But you can see this acted as support back here. Yeah, you can see it here. Support. Yeah, monthly chart, same thing. Yeah. So I think minimum Aussie's going to come down and retest this area here. And then we'll have to see what happens there. If we break through, or if this area holds and we get a swing break, yeah, we'll have to see. And I'm considering, there's a couple other trades I'm considering. GBP, JPY. Just because I've been following this pair lately, I don't know why. But this looks like an overall correction to me. And you'll notice that, you know, I got in there, price came down, and it looked like buyers were there because of the weekly chart and that weekly candle with the wick. I'm like, crap, man, there's still buyers there, and there are still buyers here, but it seems like the buyers are failing. You know, they're pushing it up, but they're failing every single time, and the sellers keep stepping in and pushing it back down. And it's not like we're testing it and then weeks later testing it. You know, it's like test, like all in a short time period. So it seems like that this is not going to hold. So I'm looking for a short-term correction back up in GBP, JPY. And if we get that short-term correction back up, maybe into this zone right here, I'll be looking for a move to the downside. There. And then there's USD CAD potential here. The zone is just not clear to me. I don't know. This is the only zone that I see that my eye's picking out that makes any sense to me. But we had this short-term... Oops. Why is this down here? This should be right here. Yeah, we had this short-term, like, we had this push-up, then we had this correction. And we've broken out to the upside, taking out 1, 2, 3. Took out 3 swing highs. And now I think potentially this is going to work its way back down and retest this broken, now support trend line before potentially spiking up even higher. And the Canadian dollar is super bearish right now, so I don't know if this thing comes down correctively. You know, it could be this 1.37000 area possibly. But still, that doesn't make any... Oh, wait a minute. Look at that. That's a weekly area of resistance, now support. So this 137 area could be, we could bounce from this 137, or potentially it comes back down into this zone again right here, and then a push. So I'm going to be watching these carefully to see what happens. And hopefully we have a good week this week. But yeah, anyways, that's it for this one. See you later.